welcome to Street Machine Drag Challenge. We are here at Calder Park Raceway for Street Machine Drag Challenge 2016. Welcome everybody. We've just seen two of the favourites come out early and both run 8.8s. That's Adam Rogash from MPW and Terry Seng from Paramount Performance, both in Commodores, running 8.8s. Coming up now, we've got Dusty Benson in his sleeper VC Commodore. Looks like your grandma would drive it to the shops. In fact, it was a 4-cylinder Commodore. That's what a puss box this car used to be. But let's see how fast it goes now. There's no Starfire 4 in there these days. It's our first morning of racing at Calder Park. We're going to be racing here till about 4 o'clock. So if you're in Melbourne and the boss can give you the day off work, come on down because there is 100 killer street cars here about to take to the track. So old Dusty's sleeper Commodore had a bit of trouble off the line. He only ran a 13, but he's going to go faster than that as the week progresses. The Holden Ute in the other lane did an 11.3. If you're tuning in from around the world, we're in Melbourne, Australia at Calder Park Raceway at Street Machine Drag Challenge 2016. It's a multi-track event. The guys have to drive between each track 1,500 kilometres, which is, I don't know how many miles that is, but it's a lot. They got to race at every track. Hand in their best time slip. The best average time wins. Got a heavy heat Mopar coming up. I don't think that's Steve Reeman, is it, Scotty? John Mitchell. He was in Drag Challenge last year. We've got a couple of very sweet muscle cars, or not even a couple, we've got a whole bunch of really sweet 60s and 70s American muscle cars at this year's event. We've got a late 60s Mustang with an enormous John Carsey motor. It was here last year, but it's going to be even faster this year. Well, Carl Chevy Taylor with his 409 powered Chevy Coupe, Impala Coupe. And of course John Kerr, who was racing at the Andrew Meet in Mildura on the weekend. Because it wasn't hard enough doing Drag Challenge, he thought he'd better add in an ounce round before that. We've also got a Toyota Lexan coming up, of all things. Something for the import fans. That belongs to Chris Veleski. Not 100% sure what's in that thing. 2JZ, I'm being told. So it is an import. We have 2Js, RBs, even Rotaries in this year's event. So it's not all V8s, it's definitely not all LSs. There's a lot of variety. Very healthy burnout from that Toyota Lexan. I'm sure Ben Lexan will be very proud wherever he is. Big thank you to our sponsors of Street Machine Drag Challenge. The very handsome gentlemen from Earl's Performance Products in Sydney are here. We also have Haltech, Turbo Smart, Mothers and Tough Mounts. Thank you very much, guys. We couldn't do this without you. If you're just tuning in, this is Melbourne, Australia, Calder Park Raceway. And that's a 10.8 from the big Mopar and a 9.1 from the Toyota Lexan. There's a bit of slipperiness in that right-hand lane, I think. People are finding it hard to get the power to the ground this early in the day. Next up, we have Bubba Medlin. It's got a nice SLE Commodore by the looks, but I don't think there's a 253 in it anymore. But there is a Holden V8 in there. It's probably one of the toughest Holden V8s on the paddock. That car made over 1,000 kilowatts at the wheels last week. But let's see if he can put that power to the ground, and more importantly, if he can make it to Heathcote Park. Because to finish first, you must first finish. In the other lane is Grant Pegler in the LX hatch. Grant is a bit of a gun with the old go-to-woe, I know. He's won the go-to-woe at Shepparton and Sprignats many, many times. A very experienced racer. I'm guessing he's in Dial Your Own, so he could be a bit of a threat. Should also check out his trailer, which is made from the remains of an LX hatch that met an unfortunate end. Bubba's car has a new, beautiful two-tone SLE paint job. And a torque power-based Holden V8 Mega Cubes. Twin turbo. That's an 8.2 from Bubba Medlin. Outstanding. Holden power, twin turbo Holden power. He had no trouble getting off the line in this slippery right-hand lane. 8.2 at 171 miles an hour. Looking good there for Bubba Medlin. And an 11.4 from Grant Pegler in the left-hand lane. Next up, we have Harry Hall in the HQSS. If you have a look at this car, it's beautifully presented. The paint, panel and trim are just amazing. Not really. But what is amazing is the big block Chev in a massive single turbo. Last year, these guys towed a boat on Drag Challenge. They went fishing. They had so much time. That's how relaxed they were. I don't think they've got a boat this year. They have been doing Drag Week in the States in their Chevelle. So I don't know if they got to do any fishing over there, Scotty. Not much water out where Drag Week is in the States. Possibly not. Got a contender in the other lane. I can't see his entrant number. If you're just tuning in, this is Street Machine Drag Challenge at Calder Park Raceway in Melbourne, Australia. Day 1 of 5 days of car torture. We've got an 8-second big block HQ. He's done Drag Challenge 1.5 times before. So he knows what he's in for. He's done Drag Week in the States, which is even harder. So we could well see Harry up the top of the rankings at the end of the weekend. He's blown out, or isn't he, Scotty? .1 at 150 miles an hour from Harry Haig, Shepparton's favourite son. Sponsored by Hall Truckin'. Next up, we got 2 DYO cars. Graham Horner, who did Drag Challenge last year very successfully. Did he win Spirit of the Event, Scotty? No. Ah, Brett. No. Okay, 2 dial your own cars coming up. There are about 50 dial your own cars in this year's Street Machine Drag Challenge. Graham Horner in the VK from South Australia in the right-hand lane. And Canberra's favourite son in the left-hand lane. Greg Mason in the El Camino has been at every single drag challenge, all 3 of them. So he's a great supporter of the event with his son. Hopefully we'll see the young fella in his Sandman one of these days entered in drag challenge. I think that day is coming, maybe next year. Last year Dolly Rome was won by Alicia in her evil black HQ Kingswood. She is a gun Dolly Rome racer, but we have a bunch of gun DYO people racing at the event this week. Let's go have a look at this Cortina. We've got a Barra powered, we probably are. Let's have a look at this Cortina. Not sure if the words are going to come through. Guys, what's going on?
For some reason, it's just popped some fluid out of the trans, out of the dipstick.
Oh, okay.
Don't know why. We'll see what happens.
Nothing major here, guys. We just got a little bit of fluid out of the trans dipstick. We'll get that fixed up. This is a beautiful looking Cortina. So Greg Mason in the El Camino. Graham Horner in the VK. The VK Calais, don't you know? Oh, that's right. This is the fastest unopened LS at one point.
It used to be. Now it's got a built motor.
Oh, okay. $10.8 for the El Camino, 11.09 for the VK. Coming up now, we have a car that I am told was built in 8 weeks. 540 cubes, Scotty? By the sound of it, a big-ass Procharger. You can hear it whistling away there. That's Murray Kelly from the ACT. In the other lane, we have the Karusty Tirana of Mark Drew. Mark is a recent convert to the LS game. He resisted for a while, put one in his wife's car, and then he decided maybe he'd put one in his own car. Very, very tidy setup. On the outside, the car's crusty as all hell. Under the bonnet, this thing is beautifully presented. It's at Motor X levels. So check that car out. You can come down and watch at Calder Park today if you like. And we've got the signal to shut down racing.
Back racing is
Back racing, Machine Drag Challenge. Andrew Natal in the right-hand lane of the VK. Mr. Foley in the left-hand lane.
440.
Holy moly! Eight from Luke Foley. That puts him on a par with Terry Sang and Adam Rogash. That car is moving. Coming up now in the left-hand lane for the Holden fans, we have the Procharged Holden V8 powered VG Ute of Josh Robinson. In the right-hand lane, we have a Valiant owned by Mark Arblast, but driven by the guys from Haltech. Sorry, Mopar fans. That car is a 5.3 litre LS. And as you can hear, there's a turbocharger in there as well. We've got both brake lights working today. That's outstanding news for that car. The car's only been together a couple of weeks. Mark has run a few passes in it. The Haltech guys ran a pass during the week in Sydney, and they've very bravely come out to do 1,500 kilometres at Drag Challenge. Holden versus LS. .9 from the Holden Commodore Ute. 10.03 from the Valiant.
Is that car running 9 yet?
Is that car running 9 yet, Scotty?
He has run a 9.
He has run a 9. Damien Reeves in the XT Falcon.
In the other lane,
we have one of the 45 Pro Centuras entered this year's event.
This one has
an LS in it, but not all of them do. It's 12.3 for the Centura. 11.18 from the Falcon. Coming up. I think one of our few European cars in the event.
And in the other lane.
Supercharged AMG. C63 Mercedes belongs to Brad Davis. In the other lane is something a little different. Jared Wood in the HQ 1-tonner. This car's only been running a very short time. Big block, twin turbo, has showed some serious form at Heathcote. Let's see what it can do at Calder. Scary in the deep end there for the tonner. Also ran an 8.8 and a 10.8 from that Mercedes. That is honking for a big old luxury car. It is a bit stripped out. He's pulled a bit of the leather door trims out of that car, get a bit of weight down. But geez, that's moving. And Tonner had a little bit of a step there, but he stayed in it. Now that's Luke Foley, Rogash, the 1-tonner, and Terry Singh all running 8.8s.
But the man out front
is
is
Bubba Medlin in the twin turbo. Now we haven't popped the bonnet on this Ute to see what's under the bonnet, but it's not a V8. It's a Barra. Excellent. There's a lot of 6 cylinders in this year's drag challenge. Granted, the Trina hatchback was here last year on Drag Challenge. He's running 12.5. A 10.60 for that Falcon Ute, Barra powered. Coming up next, Ryan Ford. In the Camaro. This car is just finished. This Camaro, fantastic paint job that Ryan has done on it. It's got a big block under the hood and a 4-speed. It's a stick shift. It's a real muscle car. Oh yeah, there's a Procharger on top. He only fitted the Procharger a couple of days ago. It's putting in about 6 pounds. Ryan's mum used to...
The Street Machine Drag Challenge at Calder Park Raceway. This is day 1.
Yeah, we're live.
9.8 from Nathan in the Capri. 12.9 from the start. Nathan has been on every single drag challenge. He's a veteran. That is a fast little car. Left-hand lane, we have Greg Richards in the fairway. With roof racks. The other lane, we have a twin turbo. Have a look under the bonnet of this Fairlane if you get a chance. It is a beautiful looking engine bay, beautiful looking motor. We've got tow bar, we've got funky dyno. .7 from the Twin Turbo XP, 11. Heavy hitting Fairlane. Left lane is Randall with the VK Calais. Sorry, right lane, left lane is Nathan Goshen in the Capri. Nathan has a new bottom scoop. I don't know how that's going to go down the remote. Alan Bella. Oh, Alan Bella, big pardon. That thing's going to be stuck in his pitches. And he runs a 12.7, that's way off. 11.8 from the VK. Coming up from Tasmania in the right-hand lane, Paul Hamilton. Check out the size of the rubber on this car. .3 from the big XA. Brendan not on his best. 15.1. He'll get it together. Ben Hamer's white wheel wagon coming up. And Jesse Goodrider.
road. Someone's already pulled the cord out once.
9.6 from Jesse in the HZ, 13.5 from the VL wagon. Big shout out to all our glamorous sponsors. Almost 700 horsepower in that Adventurer, but he is having trouble with driveline issues in that car with the four-wheel drive system. 12.6 now, 11.5 from the Falcon. .4 from the Commodore Ute, 14.9 from the VK. Coming up, we have James Graham in his VH, and all the way from South Australia, Phil in his big white whale Falcon, single turbo, small block Ford. Done a lot of work to this car over the last few months. Line for the Falcon. .4 for the Commodore. 11.7 from the Falcon. It's got a lot more in it, that one. Coming up, we've got Greg Mason from the ACT in his El Camino, been at every single drag challenge. And in the other lane is a newbie, driven all the way from Kalgoorlie in Western Australia, Joshua Grant. And driven, he did not tow that car, he drove all the way here. He's going to
right at another 1500k.
.1 from the El Camino, 11.0 from that V6 Commodore. Driven all the way here from Kalgoorlie. Grant Pegler in the LX trying to hatch.
And another 6-cylinder. There's a red motor in there. Old Ute, but it's painted red.
.1 from the RB powered Holden Ute, 11.3 from the hatch. .0 from No Show, not quite as fast as his last pass. 14.3 from the VX. Some more American muscle. Robert and his 68 Camaro. Up against Lumper. Lumper was also at Red Senate at St. Alice Springs. This year he's added a turbo to the combination. But Lumper's off and gone. 9.8 from Lumper, not bad at all. 11.3 from the 50 Shades of Brown HQ, 9.4 from the White SS. .9 at 150 miles an hour from the Trana. He's also sneaking up on that 8.8 magic number that everybody seems to be chasing today. .6 from Mark Sass and 9.6 from Dusty Benson. No 4-cylinder in that anymore. Up next, Adam. .4 for the 1-tonner. 14.3 from that Trana. He's having a couple of dramas there. He'll go faster. Matt Jones in the Farm Ute. He was here last year. 9.4 from that Corona. That thing gets up and boogies. 11.3 from the Farm Ute. Next up we have Norm Hardinge. I was going to call him Nobby. In the 32 coupe, 392 Hemi powered. That's the cool Hemi, by the way, not the fancy one you can buy from the speed shop. This is the old hot rod Hemi, about to take on 1500. Two from Norm Harding. That thing is moving. That is a fast hot rod. 10.6 from that HT. That car was thrown together in 6 weeks. Very impressive. Our first Rotary to join us on Street Machine Drag Challenge belongs to Long John Megahorn. Up against Long John, we have Nathan Clark in the GTR XU1, who has just stalled and started again. .3 from Nathan Clark, 12.3 from Long John. Check out that Triana, it's a very cool setup, budget setup, Vortec, blow-through carb, or blow-through into a box.
Engine is basically junk.
Rob Thorpe, the XE Falcon, 6-cylinder power, Weber's 250. I love this car.
It should be in there.
.1 from the XA. 13.0 from that 6-cylinder XE Ute. you're just tuning in to our live stream, you're at Street Machine Drag Challenge at Calder Park Raceway. If you're in Melbourne, you can come on down and check it out. Here we have last year's Dial Your Own champion. Shout out to our sponsors, Turbocharged, and Camaro. Nine 4 from the VK. Harry Hall, Aussie Chevelle, the rusty Chevelle with the large tube, turbocharged.
steer this for a sec, I've got to sort some shit out. All you have to do is hold it because there's only one camera feed. So, if I get too close to that, you hear everything. Just put them down for the moment.
I can do that. I know, they've given me the camera. It's a bit of a worry. $13 flat from that 1-tonner. 11.9 from the VL Turbo. And our first Gemini of Drag Challenge 2016. This thing's pulling a big trailer. And one of our beautiful sponsors, Earl's Performance Products, in a VW of some kind. I think it's a Sirocco, am I right? We had an R32 Golf last year running 10s. $11.7 from the green Gemini. 14.1 from the V-Dub. More DYO cars. We've got about 50 DYO cars in the field. About 100 entrants all up. 50 or so are in classes. And the other 50 are DYO. From the red hole, 11.7 from the BK. Here we have Paw 440, Mark R. Blaster's 5.3 litre LS turbo powered Valiant. And Nathan Goshen with the Capri. We normally have 3 killer Capris running in Drag Challenge, Tristan Trickus being the other one. But Tristan hasn't made it this year, unfortunately. But Nathan's going to fly the flag high. Valiant came out and ran a 10 first up. RB isn't driving the car. The guys from Haltech are piloting the car this weekend. RB's out fishing. You probably saw the weather yesterday and thought better of it. There from the valve is my vest. This is Chris Thorogood, everybody. Hello. 9.9 from the Capri. Next up, an odd couple. Little Valiant. It's either a Lancer or a Galant. I don't know my Lancer or Galants, but I do know that there's a late model Hilux 4-banger under the bonnet and a turbocharger. Ben's brought the car down from Toowoomba. It's got a bit of brain power from Terry Singh in that car. It's a fast little thing. In the other lane we have Paul in the Austin with at least a twin turbo V6. I say at least a twin turbo V6 because I heard there's some other power adders in that car now.
So probably another hour or so.
That little thing kicks ass. .5 from the Austin, 13.5 from the little Val. We got Ryan Ford back in the Camaro, the hard metal Camaro. This car's a stick shift, Muncie, 396 big block with a Procharger pushing 6 PSI. It's also got one of the coolest paint schemes you'll see anywhere at any racetrack in the world. When Ryan was growing up, his mum would drive him and his sisters and brothers to school in this Camaro. I think their dad put an auto and a small block in it for their mum, but Ryan's put it back to 4-speed big block. Car's only had that blower on it, maybe for 24 hours. .2 from the supercharged Mercedes. Ryan rolls through for a 13.8, leaving in second, I think. I think first gear's a bit sick. If you see that car in the pits, check out the sign writing. It is unbelievable, super cool. There's Ryan's pit crew and his groupies. Very handsome boys, if you're into that kind of thing. Up next, I can see Elvio Gonzalez from Sydney. He's a drag challenge virgin, but he's no newcomer to drag racing. He's been racing Capris at Sydney since Moses was, you know, head of the NHRA. Fortunately for the Ford fans, he has gone from the Ford camp to the LS camp in terms of power, with a big single turbo in the boot. It's a very cool combo, and LVO could be a guy to watch. LVO's also brought his mate Con down. Con also has a LS powered car, but in this case it's a Mitsubishi van with twin turbos. Fix that squeaking. If you're just tuning in, we're at Street Machine Drag Challenge at Calder Park in Melbourne, Australia. We're getting our second camera back shortly. We just had a couple of technical issues, so we'll just rely on the iPad for the minute. The guys are doing a bit of start line work. While they're cleaning up the track, just thank our handsome sponsors, Tough Mounts from South Australia.
How are you guys?
Also got Haltech, Turbo Smart, Mothers and Earl's Performance Products. Without these guys, we could not put on this event. Did I miss anybody, Joseph?
No, sensational job, Tel.
If you're in Melbourne and you can convince the boss to give you the afternoon off, come on down. The guys will be racing till 4. Not everybody's going to stay here. Some of the cars, as soon as they run a number, they'll get out of Dodge. They'll get on their road to Heathcote. But if you come on down shortly, you'll see a bunch of tough cars. We've got over 100 cars entered. It's a spectacular field. After Calder, we go to Heathcote, then to Mildura, to the brand new quarter-mile track at Swan Hill, and then back to Calder Park for the last day. That last day at Calder Park is a night meeting. So you come after work and you'll see the survivors, the ones who made it all the way through. Plus you'll see some APSA cars testing. Coming up now, we have Alan Vella in the Capri. He's a drag challenge veteran. He's got a new massive Pro Stock scoop on his car. I'm not sure where he's going to stash that for the drive section of events. This XT is a very pretty car, but it's fast too. It did really well in its last run.
Cut it off. So hopefully, well, it'll come up as a...
Which one? Point to the thing.
It'll come up with a warning that says that there is no Wi-Fi connection. So hopefully...
All right, we might lose our feed shortly, but we'll be back. Yep, there's a Barra Turbo under the bonnet of that beautiful Cortina.
Greg Richards in the fair lane. $11.0 for the Chevy. He might have the aircon on it, starting to get a bit warm here. And another $11.0 from the fair lane. Wonder if he'll take the roof racks off just to get that edge. Here we have the only Holden adventurer in the field. Looks like a stock adventurer. It's got nigh on 700 horsepower. Having a little trouble with drive shafts and so forth. And in the other lane, Tim's twin turbo XP. $11.1 from Tim in the XP, $12.7 from that adventurer. If you're just tuning into our live stream, you're at Street Machine Drag Challenge in Melbourne, Australia at Calder Park Raceway. We have one of the very many Chrysler Centuras entered in Drag Challenge this year. I think this is the Cleveland powered one, right, Scotty? We've got two-time Drag Challenge champion on the start line, helping out the VK Calais, Brendan Cherry. Not Brendan Cherry. Quentin Feast. $11.1 for the Centura, $11.4 for the VK. Big shout out to our sponsors, Haltech, TurboSmart, Mothers, Earls and Tough Mounts. $11.9 for the VL Turbo, $10.06 for the SS. Two XE Falcons coming up. The Ute has a fine old six-cylinder 250 with triple Webers, I believe. But in the other lane, in the red wagon, we have LS Power. Anthony Burns from Harcourt. Back for his second go at Drag Challenge. $11.7 from the wagon, $13.1 for the six-cylinder Ute. The engine in that wagon was pulled out of a silver service taxi. It had about 4 million kilometres on the clock. You get that a little freshen up, but not much. Adam Stiles in the LC twin turbo Tirana versus the boys from Haltech and Mark Arbuster's Valiant hardtop. It's also LS to the tune of a 5.3 litre junkyard engine. But there's nothing junkyard about the rest of the bits. And it has 2 taillights working today for the first time. Got a bunch of videos online of the build of this Valiant, if you want to check them out. .8 from Stylesy in the Trana, 10.06 from the Valiant. As boys yet to break into the 9s. Ben Smith in the Barra powered X-Dub versus George Haddad in the XR. George's XR does so many miles on the road, you'd think it was a taxi. .4 from George, 10.6 from the Ute. So good to have George involved with the event. He's a legend of our scene. So cool to have him down here taking part for 5 days, taking 5 days off work. Brendan Cherry in the HQ. First 2 years of Drag Challenge, he had 1 big turbo on the side of his LS. He's come back with 2. New intake setup designed by MPW boys. Had a little drama with the bonnet during the week, so there was a bit of late night spray painting on the HQ, but she's looking pretty good. Whoa! 9.18 from the HQ Monaro of Brendan Cherry. 9.4 from the SS. Some of our front runners have already gone off to the next track. I think Luke Foley has packed up and gone home, or not home, off to the next track. Terry Singh and the VC boys and girls have headed off. So is Paul. Paul Hamilton in the XA with the massive rubbers headed off as well, we think. And they can do that. You can run 1 pass and go. If you stay here all day trying to run PBs, you may not make it through. Jason Davidson in the 1-tonner with a 13.0, 11.2 from the Tirana. Cheeky RB conversion in this white Holden Ute. We got Peter Ney in the VZ Ute. Remember, you can come to Heathcote tomorrow if you've got another day off work and join us there too. If you can't get away, you can watch the live stream from your desk or your place of work or business. .11.0 from the RB powered Ute, puff of smoke. 11.4 in the other lane. It's Alon Vella in the Capri, green Capri from Sydney. Monster Pro Stock Scoop, ready to swallow pigeons on his way to Heathcote. Thinking he might take it off, pop it in the trailer, we'll see. And we got Paul in the twin turbo V6 Austin, which may or may not have another power adder or two as well as those turbos. .27 from the Capri, 12.4 from the Little Austin. Here is a Mitsubishi Express van, driven by LVO Gonzalez with an LS and twin turbos. In the other lane, Mark Clifford from far north Queensland in the big block Mustang. Mark finished in the top 10 last year in the Mustang, super impressive car. Believe he's got a new engine combo. Let's see if it's quicker. This Mitsubishi Express fan of Con doesn't mind a wheel stand, so maybe we'll see a few of those this week. Just tuned into our live feed, you're at Street Machine Drag Challenge 2016, Calder Park Raceway in Melbourne, Australia. Mark Clifford in the Mustang, LVO in the Mitsubishi van, Con the owner watching from the staging lanes. Mark with the Mustang does a bit of racing on a very fast motorbike on the Salt out of Lake Genda too. .970 to 153 miles an hour from Mark Clifford's Mustang. 10.65 from the Mitsubishi. LS the world. Next up, Adam Rogash in the HSV Club Sport. He's chasing Bubba Medlin, who ran an 8.1 in his Holden V8 powered Commodore. That's right, folks. We've got a Holden V8 ahead of a whole flock of LS powered cars. .867 from Adam Rogash. 14.2 from the Earls Performance Products V-Dub. Adam, of course, is one of only 2 guys to have run a 7-second pass at Drag Challenge so far. Jesse Boothrod up in the crusty Kingswood. Woo, that was fun. 9.3 from Jesse. Remember, you can come out to Heathcote tomorrow and see more racing. Mildura the next day, Swan Hill, and then back at Calder Park Raceway Friday afternoon and evening. So come out after work. And see some fast street cars. Also have a ton of APSA, or not a ton, but a few APSA cars testing as well. Maximilian Edwards in the LS powered Corona wagon. DYO reigning champ Alicia Teal in her HQ. Whoa. The smoke out of the back of the Corona. 12.4, 12.1 for Alicia. Have a little pause in racing. We might go to an ad break and we will be back once we've ascertained what's going on with Maximilian's Corona.
On for hours about the features of the new Elite ECU, but the most impressive thing about it is it thinks for itself. That's right, the new Elite ECU has self-learning capabilities. Haltech Elite, the future of engine management, is here.
We're trying to take it to the next level at every step, and Mothers is a partner we trust.
Mothers really helps make our cars stand out. It's genuine, it's authentic, and it's best in class.
We actually use Mothers wheel care products during our production process.
It's so easy to use. Just spray it on and wash off. It's just that simple.
Trusted and used by industry pros at Pirelli Tire North America, SMS Supercars, and HRE Performance Wheels. Mother's full line of wheel cleaners make cleaning any wheel a snap.
We're trying to take it to the next level at every step.
Yellow-clouded headlights. They're unsightly and potentially dangerous. Mother's New Lens Headlight Renewal Kit uses patented Powerball technology to restore clarity and protect from future damage. It's easier, faster, better. For severe damage, the new lens kit now includes power sanding discs. No more sanding by hand. Here's an actual headlight surface before and after restoration. Damage like that can't just be wiped away or covered up. You need the right product. Mother's New Lens Headlight Renewal Kit.
We could go on for hours about the features of the new Elite ECU, but the most impressive thing about it is it thinks for itself. That's right, the new Elite ECU has self-learning capabilities. Haltech Elite, the future of engine management, is here. We could go on.
G'day, it's Telfo. You're watching Street Machine Drag Challenge from Melbourne, Australia at Calder Park Raceway. This is day one. We're just having a little break in racing. A car has lost a bit of fluid down the end of the track. The boys track staff here are cleaning that up. What of our, maybe half of our field seem to not be lining up for another go. Some of the heavy hitters have already left. Terry Singh has left. Luke Foley has left. Terry Singh ran an 8.8 and said goodbye. I'm happy with that. I'm out of here. Luke went a bit quicker than that, I think. And he's gone. Bubba Medlin then is in box seat so far. Running 8.1 from his Holden-based twin-turbo Commodore. It's got a beautiful new SLE-style paint job. When I say Holden-based, it is basically a Holden, but it's a torque power block, torque power heads, all that good gear. That car made over 1,000 rear-wheel kilowatts about a week ago. So he's certainly got the power. The question was, can he get it to the ground? Now we know he can. I would say Bubba, if he knows what's good for him, will be on the road as well. No doubt he's super hungry to get a 7, and that car has a 7 in it, I have no doubt. But Drag Challenge is about the long game, and he'll probably be on the road shortly. But we still have 20 or 30 cars lined up. Ready to go? All right. Just heard we're 15 minutes away from starting up. Guys, we've got a bit of oil at the end of the track. We've got another 15 minutes until we're racing again. Is there water around? Yep. Still with me, Scotty?
See the hand, it's coming off the handle, so I just taped it up. But I don't know. No, not that stuff. Yeah. Like it's alright on badges, but not stuff you touch all the time. And it's painted straight over chrome, so it's like real slippery. Oh, is that all chrome? Pardon? Is that all chrome? Yeah. It's done a good job. Either of you want to give me photos?
Yep.
Yeah. So I can start.
Let's go do that.
Roger. Here you go.
Hey guys, and welcome to day one of Street Machine Drag Challenge. It's the second time we've done this event, alright, it's pretty cool. Last year we had 18 cars, this year we've got 50 cars, alright, so it's huge in comparison, that's for sure. Now, we've already raced at Calder, we're on our way to Portland at the moment. We're going to stop overnight in Hamilton, but at the moment we're in lovely downtown Linton, Victoria, which is a tiny little town. We're outside the Railway Hotel, which is our mandatory stop for today. Everyone has to stop and take a photo of their car in front of this hotel to be able to continue, alright? So, what's happened
We've got
today?
a 15-minute break
Calder.
in proceedings,
We've got
guys,
Terry,
so you can enjoy
he's number
some
one at the
vision
moment.
of
Terry
the
Sang with
very
his,
first drag challenge.
VCHCT.
Oh, last year's drag challenge, beg your pardon.
And
Last year's drag challenge, which was also held entirely within Victoria.
Feast and
It was heaps of
Adam
fun. We had
Rogash.
just
They're
over
both
50
right
cars.
in the 820s
This year
or
we have
thereabouts.
over 100.
And then we've got a whole
So
bunch of cars.
check that out, and we'll be back
sort of into
in
the
about 15
nines and
minutes.
that sort of thing. So it's all very cool. We'll show you a bit of the action. Here's a few more for their stops. Let's watch them racing.
440, stroked out to 500
Yep.
or thereabouts. Moderate solid lifter cam, good heads, portal.
Sorry, I'll continue on.
And yeah, ported Edelbrocks, good manifold, good, you know, stuff to go with it.
And the Challenger's got just a little bit more.
It's
huge.
a 512. It's built out of the low deck, which have a bigger bore, so it's a little bit bigger. CNC ported heads. We think it'd make a little bit more power than the orange one. It's got a hydraulic roller cam. So, but it's a bit heavier, so you know, it all equals
Swings
out.
and roundabouts.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
wondering why we're paused, that's what came out of that little Corona wagon. So they wrote down their Humpty Dumpty and all the King's men and all that isn't putting this thing back together. I mean, there's a fair chunk of conrod, there's a lot of pieces of block there. I have no idea what that bolt's from, but yeah, it's pretty messy. So anyway, we're just waiting on the track cleanup, as we said.
We're trying to take it to the next level at every step, and Mothers is a partner we trust.
Mothers really helps make our cars stand out.
It's genuine, it's authentic, and it's best in class.
We actually use Mothers wheel care products during our production process.
It's so easy to use. Just spray it on and wash off. It's just that simple.
Trusted and used by industry pros at Pirelli Tire North America, SMS Supercars, and HRE Performance Wheels. Mother's full line of wheel cleaners make cleaning any wheel a snap.
We're trying to take it to the next level at every step, and Mothers is a partner we trust.
Mothers really helps make our cars stand out.
It's genuine, it's authentic, and it's best in class.
We actually use Mothers wheel care products during our production process.
It's so easy to use. Just spray it on and wash off. It's just that simple.
Trusted and used by industry pros at Pirelli Tire North America, SMS Supercars, and HRE Performance Wheels. Mother's full line of wheel cleaners make cleaning any wheel a snap.
Of your car, causing serious damage if left unattended. Car enthusiasts and professionals know there's only one way to remove these destructive elements. Mother's clay bar safely and effortlessly extracts these embedded contaminants. And it's as simple as spray, clay, and wipe away, leaving the surface perfectly clean, smooth as glass, ready for polishing and waxing.
Mother's Clay Bar System. More value, more clay.
We could go on for hours about the features of the new Elite ECU, but the most impressive thing about it is it thinks for itself. That's right, the new Elite ECU has self-learning capabilities. Haltech Elite, the future of engine management, is here.
Here's to chrome. This kind of chrome, that kind of chrome. Chrome here, chrome there, chrome by the inch, chrome by the yard. Now there's a unique sprayable quick polish to clean and protect any chrome surface with ease. Mother's California Gold All Chrome. Just spray, wipe, and buff your way to a brilliant shine. All Chrome from Mother's.
the time?
971.
So close.
Bad luck.
Nothing in the world feels like a new car. Knowing that your car is in perfect condition and you will keep it that way forever. But sometimes forever doesn't last very long. But it's okay, because Mothers is here for you with VLR, vinyl, leather, and rubber care, specially formulated for an intensive yet gentle cleaning. It safely removes even the most stubborn soils and stains. Mothers VLR will help keep your car looking new for a long. Here's to chrome. This kind of chrome, that kind of chrome. Chrome here, chrome there. Chrome by the inch, chrome by the yard. Now there's a unique sprayable quick polish to clean and protect any chrome surface with ease. Mother's California Gold All Chrome. Just spray, wipe, and buff your way to a brilliant shine. All Chrome from Mothers.
Got some audio? We're back with Street Machine Drag Challenge 2016 from Calder Park Raceway in Melbourne. We've had a big clean-up. You can see over there the remains of Maximilian's poor little LS. It was a very neat little setup in his Corona wagon, carby on top. But she has spat the dummy in a big way. I'm just going to walk around the other side of the wall, which will be exciting for everybody. Got a Barra-powered XD coming up shortly. And next, F in the other lane with an XR6 front. Very cool. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. That was a long and messy cleanup. But everybody's okay and we're back racing. Corey Reed in the white S-Pack XF Commodore. God love an S-Pack. I wanted one of those when I was 14. I was a sick child. And in the other lane, we have a drag challenge veteran in the XD, Mark Talbot. Still a big lineup of cars, maybe 40 cars left. Word is there's some engine crane action in the pits. Some people have left, done their charge and they're off home. Ryan Ford has gone back to Muckleford to find a Muncie gearbox to plug into his Camaro. He lost first gear on the start line, which is a big shame. But, you know, who hasn't got a Muncie Rock Crusher gearbox spare sitting in the shed? I know I don't, but Ryan does. So he's hauling back up near Castlemaine. We'll pop that gearbox in and off he goes again. Mark Talbot in the Barra-powered XD. Whoa! Looks like there might be some more oil out of that white XF. 1080 out of the XD. Well, that's not good. XA sedan coming into stage in the big blue Fairlane. Whoa, 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 whoa. 11-1 for the XA, but there is shit all over the track up there. He's pumping out smoke too, and an 11-1 from the Fairlane. That is gnarly. And I think, oh no, we're going to keep going. Got the crazy HK wagon. And Kim in her R8 Maloo. Pistol Pete's down here in the start line, getting him through nice and quick. He wants to get these guys in and out. $10.9 from the HK wagon. 12.3 from the Maloo. Jared Wood in the insane crazy one-tonner. And the boys from Heltec in RB's poor 440 Valiants. 5.3 litres of junkyard LS motor. One big turbo, Heltec ECU. Gazard Brothers Springs. Car has run a 9. Hasn't done one today though. Getting them into stage. Valiant driver, let the get the one-tonner go first. 9.8 for the tonner. Another 10-0 from the Valiant. That thing is like a bracket car at the moment. That thing's going to win Dial Your Own, Arby. The way it's going. How'd that be? Somebody else wins a trophy in your car. Pretty good. Become a paid professional team manager. In this right lane, being brought into stage by Pazzo, is, I believe, our number 2 sitter at the moment, Toyota Lexan with a big 2J in it. Has run mid-8s, I believe. Chris Velsky is not mucking around in that Lexan. Now, Chris did jump on the picks just before the start line, so went through for a 9.5. That thing ran a mid-8 earlier in the day. Puts him in number 2 spot as far as I can figure out. Watch out for this white Mercedes. It's got an aftermarket supercharger on it, and it is running in the 10s. He's up against Mark Drew in the crusty Tirana. LS motor, twin turbos mounted down low in the bay. Crusty on the outside, awesome on the inside. Run super fast too. Mid-8s today. .2 for the Mercedes and an 8.4 for Mark Drew. Mark Drew is right up there with the fast boys this weekend. Bubba Medlin sitting in number 1 spot with an 8.1. That 8.4 certainly puts Drewy right up there at the sharp end. Todd Axel Foley, he was a Holden V8 man, but he's converted to LS. He's got a Magnuson blower on that thing, and it is moving. It's almost as fast as his brother's twin turbo car. Beside him, a turbo Cleveland Mustang. Man, that Mustang leaves hard. Pushing the driver around in his seat. Problems for Todd Foley. Just coast through. The Mustang runs an 8.8. What? That is fast. Go the Fords. Rod Kerr in his yellow LH. Rod made it all the way through Jag Challenge last year. He's back for more. Goes through for an 11.41. Gotta love a car racing on hot wire mags. Classic style. Haley, is it? Haley. Haley. Adam Styles babies his Toronto off the line and then floors it. Goes through for a 9.6 at 160 miles an hour. 12.9 for the one-tonner. Jason Giller in the Falcon. Turbo 6 under there, nobody will be surprised to hear. In the other lane, we have the boys from Earl's Performance Products in their V-dub. $10.9 for Jason Geller in the Falcon. 14.8 for the Earls boys in the V-dub. Brendan Cherry in the big block LS twin turbo HQ Monaro, and Rodney Browett in the Farm Ute. This is Brendan's third drag challenge in the HQ Monaro. Running an Outlaw Blown. That was a good match. 9.2 for Rodney, 9.1 for Brendan. But Brendan's going to want to go quicker than that. I have no doubts. Bit of barra power in this XW Falcon. A very mild and unassuming little car. He's a lot faster than it looks. $10.9 for the XW. Next up, we have a Cleveland, I think, powered Centura and Jesse Boothrod's Crusty Kingswood. $11.1 for the Centura, 9.6 for Jesse. Two legends coming up now for two very different reasons. George Haddad, legend of the Pro Street scene in the XR Falcon, drives the pants off this car. And Harry Haig in the Shonky SS. Big block, single turbo. Not too much duct tape. $10.4 for George Haddad, 11.4 for Harry Haig. Something wrong there with the HQ. Bubba's back. We thought he'd gone. Long John Megahorn. It's our first Wankel-powered car in Drag Challenge. And Paul McKay's Austin. Fast little Austin, which I'm told is twin turbocharged, supercharged, and runs nitrous. 12.4 for the Austin, a 13 for Long John. Pazzo sending Bubba back in. Bubba is currently our leader. He's got an 8.1 under his belt in his twin turbo V8 Holden powered Commodore. We thought he might have gone. We thought he might have said, yep, that's pretty good. I'm going to go on to the next track. But he wants a 7 and he wants it bad. (9.2) from that nitrous-sucking gold Holden, and Bubba is on a mission. 8.016. Didn't get a 7, but he certainly went faster. 8.016 from Bubba Medlin. That ain't hanging around, folks. Who says you need an LS? Just plug a 308 in there. With a bit of help from Torque Power. Over 1,000 rear wheel kilowatts on that Commodore, and he's getting all of them to the ground at the moment. Mark Clifford in the Mustang, John Carzay Boss Motor in there. It's a stunning piece of engineering. If you get the chance to check it out in the pits, have a good look. It's a killer thing. If Ford's your thing, you'll be in heaven. .4 from Mark Clifford from far north Queensland in the red Mustang. So chasing Bubba Medlin amongst quite a few guys chasing Bubba Medlin now is Adam Rogash in the no-show Commodore. Had an extensive rebuild on this car. More cubes, 440 cubes of LS. Turbos moved down to the front bar. Chases down the Falcon. 8.68 from Adam, 11.9 from the Falcon. We got Bushy in the Holden Adventurer. Almost 700 horsepower in that thing. Having trouble getting that power to the ground through the Adventurer's all-wheel drive system though. Had to do a fair bit of work with CVs and drive shafts. Steve Grimer from Sydney in the VK. The 12.3. One for the blower fans, Mark Sass in the VT Commodore. Big centrifugal blower on this VT. Up against Corey Reed in the XF Falcon. Big centrifugal blower on this VT. Right guys, we're going to wind up the live stream. Most of the cars staging lanes are starting to thin out. .15 for Mark Sass. He can go faster than that. We'll see faster times from him this weekend. Week, I should say. Tomorrow we're at Heathcote Park Raceway. Mildura Wednesday. Swan Hill, the brand new track at Swan Hill Thursday. And back at Calder Park Friday night. So come after work Friday night, you'll see who has survived Drag Challenge. There should be a fair few of them last year. They did really well. We had a really good rate of people come back. There'll be some APSA cars testing as well, so it's going to be a great night. Tune in tomorrow. There'll be more live stream. Hopefully we'll get some decent signal out at Heathcote. It is in the bush, so you never know. But there'll be lots of coverage up on streetmachine.com.au. Lots of photos and video, so check that out. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks to our sponsors, Haltech, Turbo Smart, Tough Mounts, Mothers, and Earl's Performance Products. See you later.